Hello, class. It's me, Nathan Johns. Don't call me that, though. I'm your teacher. Call me Mr. Nathan. Let's get started. We're going to talk about a lot of circle things, a lot of geometry things, and just get your notebooks out and write this down because it's very important for this unit, alright? And just please take this seriously. Thank you. Let's get started. So, we're going to talk about first is the circumscribed and inscribed angles. What's the difference? Well, circumscribed angles, okay, are made by two intersecting tangent lines to a said circle. So imagine a circle here and then two tangent lines, which we're going to talk about later, they meet together right here and then they intersect the circle. Not intersect. They intersect right here, which this angle that they make is the circumscribed angle, and then they both make points of tangencies with that circle, where they only meet at one point of the circle's edge, or like curve, So this angle they make is a circumscribed angle, and think of circum like circumference. It's on the outside of the circle, outside. All right, so yeah, an inscribed angle is in the circle. That's why it's it's inscribed in the circle. So it's made by two chords and not two tangents. And these two chords are in the circle. We'll talk about chords later. And they're coming together, or however they meet, whatever, And the angle that is formed by them, that's the inscribed angle. So pretty easy to understand. Just two chords inscribed, two tangents circumscribed. Circum outside, in inscribed. Inscribed in, So yeah, pretty simple to understand. We understand. All right, we're already moving on. So very complicated next thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the steps to making a complicated equation into standard form for an equation of a circle. So, for example, x squared minus 2x plus y squared minus 10x plus 4 equals 0. Something like that, with like a bunch of different terms and stuff. I'm going to tell you the steps to get this down to just the equation we want, which is x minus h, which h is the x for the center of the circle, to the power of 2, plus y minus k, which is the y for the center of the circle, equals c, which is the radius of the circle. Let's get started. So, move any constant terms to the right-hand side. So if we have a plus 4, plus 16, minus 16, whatever, we're moving that to the right side where the radius is, okay? Whether you need to plus that or minus that, whatever, get that away from the other terms. Just get that away, okay? Then we're going to find the coefficients of the first term we're going to use, which is going to be x for alphabetical terms. And we're going to divide that coefficient. So let's say this coefficient is 2, for simplicity's sake. And we're going to divide that coefficient, which in our case is 2. We're going to divide that coefficient by 2 and then square it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, now we're going to add that number to both sides of the equation. So we added 1 plus 1 on this side and plus 1 on that side. So now the plus 4, the constant term that we added, or minus on the other side, it's now joined by this number that we just made. Now we need to factor in just factor the resulting trinomial. So we have a plus 1, okay, but we still have the x squared and the 2x, okay? We still got this. So basically, what's up? All right. So factoring, we take x plus 1 in its own parentheses, and then x plus 1 in its own parentheses, and then they're timesing each other. They're multiplying by each other, which, if we really think about it, it's just x plus 1 squared, because they're both multiplying each other, and they're both the same thing. So that is what we have for x, for our final equation. X plus 1 squared, and then all the y stuff we need to figure out. And then, so we can add that into our final standard form for the circle. Now we do the same exact thing for the y side. So move any constant terms, we already did that. Now we need to find the coefficients of the y, so like 10y, whatever. Divide that coefficient by 2, which 10 divided by 2 is 5, and then square it, 25, and then add that number to both sides of the equation, plus 25 on that side, on the left side, and then plus 25 on the radius side. So, and then we're going to factor in the resulting trinomial, which should be y plus 25, and then times y plus 25, which is y plus 25 squared. And now we have the final parts of the standard form of the circle, which is, I think it was x plus 1 squared plus y plus, no, y minus, x minus 1, and then y minus, no, okay, so the equation is minus the other number, but if it's just like, a positive, then that'll just, like minus plus 1 is like, so, yeah, and all that stuff that we just put on the right side, that is going to be our, it's going to be our radius, okay? So we have the x plus 1 squared x plus 1 squared plus the y plus 25 squared equals, I think that was 30 or something because of the constant term. And then, there we go. Yeah. So now we're going to talk about the vocabulary. The vocabulary that were so prevalent with circles. First off, we have radius. Radius would take the center. Imagine the center of a circle and then a line going out to the edge of it. That is also half the diameter, okay? So that's the radius, okay? And just imagine half the diameter, and it's just a line going from the center to the edge. The diameter is twice the radius. It cuts the circle in two equal halves, and it's just like, just imagine that. Twice the radius, it just cuts the circle in half. A chord, we just talked about this earlier, it's inside the circle where both the endpoints are on the circle circumference, okay? And they just both lie, the endpoints both lie on the circular arc. So, just a line, and they don't go out, they're in the circle. And now a secant, we did not cover this earlier, but a secant is, it's a straight line segment that cuts a circle and just like takes a piece off, okay? It just like cuts through a circle, it can go out, so it's not like a chord, it's like a chord kind of, but it like goes out all the way and just like cuts the circle and has like this part now. Like this, however big the secant takes, it has this part now. And that's just what a secant is. It's just like, just cuts the circle's curve and at exactly 2 points. Yeah, I should also mention that. And a tangent, we covered this earlier, tangent is a straight line that touches the circle at one exact point on its curve. It's a straight line, touches it at one exact point. And this ties into our last term, which is point of tangency, which is where the tangent meets the circle at its one exact point. And it's just that one point where the tangent line and the circle just meet, right there. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, class. I am Nathan Johns. Don't call me that, though. I'm Mr. Nathan. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Nathan, and I am done with you kids. You crazy kids.